Rahman Rahim. We are studying chapter number 20. Today topic is one gene, one polypeptide hypothesis. For each enzyme in an arginine biosynthetic pathway, Beadle and Tatum were able to isolate a mutant strain with a defective form of that enzyme, and the mutation was always located at one of the few specific chromosomal sites. Most importantly, they found there was a different sites for each enzyme. Thus, each of the mutant that examined had a defect in a single enzyme caused by the mutation at a single site on one chromosome. Beadle and Tatum concluded that genes produce their effects by specifying the structure of enzyme, and that each gene encodes the structure of one enzyme. They called the relationship as a one gene, one enzyme hypothesis because many enzymes contain multiple proteins or polypeptide subunits, each encoded by separate genes. The relationship is today more commonly referred as a one gene, one polypeptide. Enzymes are responsible for catalyzing the synthesis of all parts of an organism. They are also responsible for the assembly of the nucleic acid, proteins, carbohydrates, and lipids. Therefore, by encoding the structure of enzymes and other proteins, DNA specifies the structure of organisms. For example, at a chromosome, gene cluster 1, gene cluster 2, gene cluster 3, gene cluster 1 regulate the arginine E, gene cluster 2 regulate the arginine F, gene cluster 3 regulate the arginine G, and gene cluster H regulate the arginine GH. Encodes the enzyme, gene cluster encodes the enzyme E, gene cluster 2 F encodes the enzyme F, gene cluster G encodes the enzyme G, gene cluster H encodes the enzyme H. Substrate in the biochemical pathway, glutamate in the cluster 1 to the orthionine, orthionine to the citrulline, citrulline into the arginosuccinate, and then arginine. Evidence for the one gene over one polypeptide hypothesis. How DNA encodes the protein structure? In 1953, an English biochemist, Friedrich Sanger, described the complete sequence of amino acids of insulin. Sanger's evidence was significant as it was demonstrated for the first time that proteins consist of a definite sequence of amino acids. Soon it was revealed that all the enzymes and all other proteins are the strings of the amino acids arranged in certain definite order. Following Sanger's pioneer work, Vernon Ingram in 1956 discovered the molecular basis of sickle cell anemia, a protein defect inherited as a Mendelian disorder. By analyzing the structure of the normal and sickle cell hemoglobin, Ingram, working at the Cambridge University, showed that sickle cell anemia is caused by the change from the glutamic acid to the valine at the single position in a protein. The alleles of the gene encoding the hemoglobin different only in their specification of this one amino acids in a hemoglobin amino acid chain. These experiments and other related ones have finally brought us to the clear understanding of the unit of heredity. Characteristics of sickle cell anemia and most other hereditary traits are defined by changes in the protein structure brought about by an alternation in sequence of amino acids that make up the proteins. The sequence in the amino acid is detected by the order of the nucleotides in the particular region of the chromosome. For example, critical changes leading to the sickle cell disease is a mutation that replaces a nucleotide single thiamine with that of adenine at a position that codes for the glutamic acid, converting it to the position to the valine. The sequence of the nucleotide that determines the amino acid sequence is called as gene. Normal hemoglobin, beta chain, valine, histidine, leucine, threonine, proline, glutamic acid. Sickle cell anemia, hemoglobin, beta chain, valine, histidine, leucine, threonine, proline, valine instead of glutamic acid and glutamic acid. Molecular basis of heredity, disease of sickle cell anemia. Thanks for watching.